What's up, spectators? Welcome back to an episode of Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Last time, Agent Lang came out of nowhere and started accusing people of doing who's-its and what's-its. That's the worst recap I've ever done, but it'll do. It'll suffice. Say what you want, but you're the only one who could have done it.
Objection!
That should have already been proven impossible. The film lot was locked at the time. Judge Courtney could not have entered this place.
Not so fast!
And what if there was an accomplice? What? I'll tell you my reasoning, so listen up. Mother and son theory. When the president was pushed off the roof, John was waiting at the film lot. If John was an accomplice, the problem with the locks would be resolved. The two of them then hid the president's body inside that monster costume over there. You think this crime had such an elaborate plan? To take the life of a nation's president, an elaborate plan is to be expected, don't you think?
Overruled!
John would never take part in such a crime.
Not so fast!
You're the one being suspected. Your words don't carry much weight. I wouldn't think those two had sufficient motive for something like this, though. Well, maybe they had a motive that we don't know about. You were the last one to meet with the president, and you're still keeping the details secret. Don't you think it's only natural that you're being suspected? Judge Courtney, is there no way for you to tell us your secret? I just cannot, no matter what. But when the time I can talk about it comes, I will surely let you know. So, if you could please... Believe you? Is that what you wanted to say? That's what all criminals say. And you, pup, if you've got an explanation, hurry up and spit it out. I didn't do nothing. That's all I'm saying. Both mother and son won't talk. You still gonna defend them like this? It's true, Judge Courtney's actions are a mystery. But we still don't know whether or not that ties in with the motive for murder. Yeah, that's right. The motive for murder can wait. For now, let's talk about the situation surrounding the crime. And the fact that these two are the only ones who could have done it. When the president was pushed, John was waiting.
Hold it!
Agent Lang, don't tell me you're saying John was an accomplice. John still looks like a grade school kid. He's even got a kiddie backpack to boot. How could he be an accomplice? There's just no way. Like I said, John's already in middle school, and the backpack is a part of his costume.
Not so fast!
Lang, she says! No matter how young the cub, never pity an ungrateful pup. He may be a little brat, but a villain deserves no mercy. So Mr. Langshi didn't make any allowances for age. Mr. Prosecutor, you're not just defending him because he's a pup, are you? Of course, that was never my intention. I shall present suitable evidence in due course. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. My logic's just getting started. If John was an accomplice, the problem with the locks would be resolved.
Hold it!
How would that resolve the problem? I figured you'd ask that, Mr. P, but you know, it's actually quite simple. Listen up. First, that woman pushes the president off the roof. She pushes him off. Then, that brat who knew the combination for the lock unlocks the film lot. Okay, it's the opposite. That's all it takes. With this, the problem of the lock is solved. Your theory that she couldn't get in because she didn't know the combination no longer flies. Regarding the lock, that certainly is a plausible explanation. Agent Lang, thanks for your clear explanation. Please continue with what you were saying before. If you're gonna give up, you better do it now. The two of them then hid the president's body.
Hold it!
Supposing those two were accomplices, why would they have needed to leave the body hanging there for an entire day?
Not so fast!
Why don't you give it a rest and take a good hard look at reality? Thanks to their trickery, our investigation has been confused up until now. Doesn't that about answer your question? Got it? Those two hid the body. Inside that monster costume over there.
Hold it.
In the video, we cannot see the inside of the costume. So can you really say for certain that the body was placed inside? Yeah, I'll give you that much. In that case, why don't we try examining it? The inside of the costume. There might be some traces left inside. Mr. Powers, may we examine the inside of the costume? Sure, go ahead. But it might be kinda stinky, since I sweat a lot in there. That's gross. This is incredibly dirty. That's strange. We always make sure to clean it after using it, so that the sweat doesn't damage the costume. Now this is interesting, because if you look at these little fragments, it looks just like the fragments we saw on De Best Senior's, I'm gonna call him De Best Senior because Blaze. Blaze's gloves had something similar on it. We always make sure to clean it after using it, so that the sweat doesn't damage the costume. Always clean it after using it, okay? Isn't this just proof that someone besides you used this costume? I'd say that dirt from the body probably got into the costume. The president's body did fall on top of the monster's footprint. That must be where the dirt came from. Are you satisfied now? There's dirt inside the costume. It must have gotten there when the body was hidden inside.
Hold it.
So, dirt got into the costume when the body was hidden inside. Wouldn't that mean that the dirt was transferred from the body? Isn't that obvious? How else would you say it got there? There's dirt stuck everywhere inside the costume. It looks particularly bad around the chest area. Dirt around the chest. We cannot overlook this fact. Mr. Lang's logic does seem to make sense. No it doesn't, because I'm pretty sure if we look back at the chest of the president, it's pretty clean. Besides maybe some blood, I'll have to relook at it. If those two were accomplices, the crime certainly would have been possible. So it would be useless to argue that point. In that case, what should we do? Firstly, we should have Agent Lang explain his reasoning in more detail. Let's draw out more information. Inside there must be dirt. Okay. Check. Yellow stain on clothes. Yellow stain on the chest.
Objection.
Ah, ha, ha! It must be the fact that the yellow isn't inside the costume. Dirt got onto the costume when the body was hidden inside it. Is that really the case? You have a problem? There is a fair amount of dirt inside the front of the costume. That is a lot of dirt. But I'd like you to focus on the state the body's in. It's lying on top of the dirt, and yet there's no dirt on the front of the body. If the body really was inside the costume, then it's strange that the front of the body isn't stained with more dirt. Well then, how would you explain it? How did the dirt get inside the costume? From the video footage, it's very likely that someone was inside the costume. But just who could it have been? It's Blaze! Where have I seen this? What's the matter, Kay? I just feel like I remember seeing something that looked like this dirt somewhere before. But where was it? There were these bits of gray fragments mixed in with the dirt. There does seem to be something other than normal dirt mixed into it. Something must have gotten stuck to it. And lots of it, I might add. Come on, guys! We were just talking about this in the trial like 10 minutes ago, man. Where did we see dirt that looks like what's stuck on the inside of the costume? There it is!
Take that.
Bah! Oh. This dirt has some gray bits mixed into it. What of it? We found an item belonging to a certain man that was covered in the same type of dirt. That is to say, these gloves. Those dirt stains? certainly look the same, but tell me, just what exactly is this gray substance? This gray substance is... What would it most likely be? I feel like paint chips might make the most sense, but I don't know why. It just... why would it be... Oh, I guess it could be concrete. I think it might be concrete because of the floor. No, I don't know. This gray substance must be fragments of concrete. You mean the stuff that was scattered around the monster's footprints? Exactly. Meanwhile, who do these gloves which are stained with the same kind of dirt belong to? We found it at Blaze's place. Earlier today, we went to Blaze's garage. There, we discovered these dirt-stained gloves. Come to think of it, there were also hammers, shovels, and other tools placed inside as well. Why would mechanics' gloves intended to be used on machines be covered in dirt? If he broke the concrete with the hammer, and then dug into the soil with the shovel, then it's only natural for dirt like that to get on the gloves. Then maybe... Yes, the true nature of the monster's footprints has been made clear. It's possible that these footprints were dug up by Blaze to Best himself. It's possible? It's possible, you say? Please do enlighten me. Because I honestly have no clue. Why on earth would he do something like that? Why did he make the monster footprints? Thinking about it... Digging? Or was he digging something up or burying? I guess it would make more sense to be digging something up, right? It's possible he was digging something up. It probably went something like this. Last night at this spot, there was something that Blaze needed to dig up. For that reason, he broke the lock on the back door and snuck into the film lot. Using the hammer and shovel, he set to work. I guess it would make sense for it to be, the chisel, right? It could be the chisel. He placed the items he dug up into his bag, but before he could fill the holes... That's what she said. That's when John came to practice. Exactly. Blaze panicked and had no choice but to hide himself in the Mozilla costume nearby. To think you were to do so much from just a pair of dirt-stained gloves. All this is merely a possibility. There's still no proof that he was the one who was hiding inside that costume. For all we know, he might have left the scene once he finished digging.
Objection!
On the contrary, such proof does exist and can be seen in the video. When this video was recorded, Blaze was definitely inside the film lot. What? Though I cannot blame Agent Lang for not noticing. The difference between the current film lot and the one in John's video, along with the state of Blaze's garage. It's all too clear that Blaze was still here. What proves that Blaze was still at the film lot when this video was recorded? Probably the fact that it's still zipped up, right?
Take that!
Okay, so this is wrong. Hold on, alright. So it's not the costume. Maybe the bag. Oh my god, shut up! Just let me point it out! I'm not gonna... Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright. Maybe it's this bag here. Right?
Take that!
This bag placed near the costume. There was an identical one inside Blaze's garage. First the dirt on the gloves, and now the bag. It seems their connection. There is a connection. And that's my proof. Blaze was inside the costume. Ergo, the president's body could not have been hidden inside it. It seems I was able to refute Agent Lang's reasoning. Someone needs to go investigate Blake's house right away, pal. We need to know what was inside that bag. Y'all pipe down and listen up. Y'all just mean whatever works best for y'all. Nobody says y'all that often. And the noisy one returns. That there's the footprints of the mighty Mozilla. They ain't just some random holes dug up by that old coot. I believe the true nature of these footprints has already been proven quite logically. Logic schmogic, I ain't buying it. Say what you want, but I know what I saw. And I saw Mozilla. Is she referring to how she saw Mozilla out of the window of the Grand Tower? Preposterous. Upon our journalist souls, we ain't having none of it. That statement is an insult to journalists everywhere. That's right. There's more to them monsters than just those footprints. I remember hearing that Sunny over there was seen with the monster earlier. I reckon that gal over there said she witnessed it herself. When these two are together, all meaningful talk grinds to a halt. If we only knew just what the monster really was, I think those two would quiet down. Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you can do? The monster's true identity. We don't have much choice. Let's see what we can do. Isn't there something you all ain't telling us about the monster? Nicole, ask him! Ask him right now!
Hold it!
Please settle down. Regarding the true identity of that monster, I already know what it is. What'd you say? The video John recorded provided the hint that I needed. What you talking about? Miss Nichols saw Gourdy when she went to check up on John's practice. At that time, she mistook something for Gourdy. The monster can be seen in this photograph. What? Ain't that just some plain old souvenir photo? Y'all don't really think you could pull the wool over the eyes of a pro like me, do ya? What did Miss Nichols really see?
Take that!
Naturally, Gourdy's true identity was this camera crane. What? The video John recorded was shot from fairly high up. A shot from this position would be impossible without a camera crane. But there ain't no way Miss Nichols would
Objection!
I wonder about that, Miss Nichols. Yes? Earlier you said the prescription for your glasses didn't match your eyesight anymore, correct? Yes. Lately it seems like my eyesight has suddenly gotten a lot worse. So would you say that you weren't able to see Gourdy very clearly in the dark? That's right. Its silhouette was all I could make out. But remember what Miss Nichols said. And I quote, its skin was really scaly, almost like a reptile. Camera cranes ain't got no flesh on them, let alone skin. It's just a bare steel frame. That is certainly true, at least in the case of this photo. But last night it did have skin. You're just doing whatever you can get way in our big story, ain't ya? That's not my intention. But since I've come this far, it's time to put an end to your nonsense. Gourdy's skin is right before our very eyes. This is the skin of Gourdy that Miss Nichols saw.
Take that!
Bum 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 bum. As Miss Nichols stated in her testimony earlier, it looked like it was going to rain last night. While it never actually rained, John still covered the camera crane with a rainproof sheet, which, to Miss Nichols, looked like a monster skin. Where? You gotta be kidding me! Isn't that right, John? Man, you saw through it all. Not bad, old man. Old? Well, his hair is kinda grayish. Unfortunately, the Gordy that Miss Nichols saw was nothing more than an illusion. Looks like my dream is shriveled up and died once again. Mentor! Seems like things have finally settled down. I really thought the boy was hiding something from me. Guess I had it all wrong. Now that we've figured out the true form of the monster, everyone seems refreshed. And with that, with everyone feeling refreshed, we're gonna end this video here, because we obviously knew Gordy wasn't real. So stay tuned for the next episode! And thanks for watching. Bye-bye!